Beerzerker. It's the Chockie Wockie Milkshake Stout. Although it says Chockie Wockie on the back. On the front, I think that says Chockie Wockie. Alright. Fucking strong beer. 5.8%, which I don't consider that strong beer, but I guess other people do. Chocolate milkshake stout. This sounds delightful. So I think I had some beers from Cameron's, a Pilsner and a Marzen. They're okay. They kind of give me like headachy things, but those are their lagers. That's probably not going to happen with this ale. One of them gave me a headache. I think it was the Marzen. I like the Pilsner better. 30 IBU, 5.8% alcohol by volume. Contains barley and wheat. And I guess it's the only ingredients they mentioned. That if it's a chocolate milk stout, does it have the milk sugar, lactose sugar, whatever you call it? I don't know. Hashtag proper glassware or some shit, right? Because the pint glass is the stout glass. What they do. Oh. Neat. Smells kind of like what you would expect. There's a little bit going on there. Alright. Head's a little bit... not super fantastical, right? It's a little soapy, but not... it's not super creamy kind of thing, but... so stouts don't have a lot of aroma. That's why I drink them out of a pint glass. There's no point in... but this one's a chocolate milkshake. Yeah. Getting some chocolate. And the aroma's pretty cool. You can tell it's more than just a regular stout, that's for sure. It smells like ice cream. It smells like chocolate ice cream. That's exactly what it fucking smells like. It smells exactly like the cheap $7 a bucket chocolate ice cream we all eat. Tastes like that. Dry, stout, burnt finish. A sooty finish. Yeah. Watery, it's wet. It's dry and it's wet. It's wet in a watery way and it's dry in a sooty way. And it's dry in a fermented, like highly attenuated way. Yeah. It's kind of got a club soda vibe to it. At 5.8 with chocolate, and I'm assuming there would have been like a milk stout mixed with that, but I'm not. It just gives a real like you know, one of those story write-ups, like the mysterious Sasquatch of our Chockie Wockie. Chocolate milk stout is a rare creature to behold. Dark color, creamy, rich mouthfeel with roasted malts and chocolatey richness. The sweet and savory stout is a decadent treat. On the lookout, this one. Do not whatever. Do not heat or add marshmallows. I did heat it up. Not a lot. It was like out of the fridge. I'm like, well, it's a stout. I warmed it up a little bit. Nothing too major. It's still cold. Well, the ingredients list is barley and wheat. But it's saying that it contains that for the gluten-free people. What are the ingredients? That's what I want to know. Does it have the milk sugar in it? Is there chocolate in it? Or is it just chocolate roasted malts? It tastes like there's some cocoa in here for sure. But I don't know. There's a lot of malts out there. There's malts that, I've never tried. There's Red X if you want to make a red ale. I've never had that. So, yeah, refund. Milkshake Stout with no real ingredients list aside from barley and wheat. It doesn't even mention hops. Well, it says East Kent Goldings, but that's in a different spot. That's up here, and then the ingredients list is down here. It's kind of weird. Brewed in Oakville, Ontario. Visit our retail store. That's bizarre. Why would they not mention if it has cocoa in it? I mean, it smells like chocolate ice cream. Not like majorly. Like off the pour. Now that it's kind of dissipating, the head's like pretty much gone. You know what I mean? Like it's got a watery component to the flavor and to the mouthfeel. And it's 5.8. But it also has a lot of flavor. It has a lot of roasted barley flavor to it. For sure. I can't understand where that head's gone. At 30 IBU, there should be plenty of hop oils and alpha acids to create a little bit of a head. And if there's nothing in it, and there's wheat in the beer, there should be tons of protein. That should have a, like when I brew stout, it has a fucking head on it. And if you make like a black IPA, it's got a hell of a head on it. So, I mean, this doesn't taste, it's not that, but you can taste hops in here. Like you can taste the 8 kg a bit. That's weird. It's pretty dark. I mean, on this side, it looks a little reddish, a little bit like light chocolatey brown, red kind of. I can kind of almost see through it a bit. Like that a little bit. Yeah, there's the carbonation's kind of there, but it's kind of almost gone too. It's weird. Well, it's not that weird. I have seen this kind of thing a time or two. Well, more than that. A lot more than that. I've seen beer where the heads dissipate and it tastes watery and the head's a little bit sudsy. So it does taste like chocolate, but you know what? It's not. Well, it's not blowing my hair back. I'll put it that way. I thought it would. I mean, it's good tasting. It's not like an offensive beverage or anything. It's just, we're talking about beer here, people, and that's where we're not rating fucking sody pop here. It's well, another thing, labeling wise too. When you put a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot on the can, people are expecting this to compete with like Bigfoot. So, anytime you throw a Yeti or a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot on the fucking label, you should probably brew a serious fucking beer. It should be somewhere in the neighborhood of like Arrogant Bastard or Angry Bastard or whatever it is from Stone, like a fucking You should basically only put that shit like on a barley wine or a imperial stout or something, because that's what it is. When Sierra Nevada did the Bigfoot, that's on a barley wine. So if you're gonna put a Bigfoot on your, if you're gonna have a Chockie Wockie, it should be a fucking. Hold on a second. It should be a fucking. You know what I mean? Like, it should be a fucking imperial stout or something. It shouldn't be a 5.8 and then calling it pretending that's a huge beer. Like, I see how a lot of regular ass people would just like this beer. Like, you know, just hippies and shit, yuppies are going out to fucking kayak on the lake and have a bit of a party or something. If they're drinking seltzers and this and that, and they're like, oh, look, chocolate beer, you know. They probably really like it because it doesn't taste bad. It's just in the realm of beer with a large humanoid ape figure on the front of the can. I'm expecting like a fucking super serious beer. And so far I had the Pilsner and the Marzen and now this. I think that was Cameron's that I got those other two from. So far I'm not really blown away. Like, I like the Pilsner, but I just like good Pilsners, and that was like kind of good. The Marzen was really lackluster. I know it's a Marzen and that's kind of a lackluster style, but it kind of sucked for a Marzen. And this kind of sucks for a fucking chocolate milkshake. Nah, I won't say it's not performing. It's watery. The head's dying down. It's not offensive. It's just kind of meh. I was expecting a little bit better of a beer. The aroma's good. It smells and tastes like chocolate ice cream. That part is really cool. So I'm gonna throw out a bonus point for the fucking chocolate ice cream factor is there for sure. That's the good part. The roastiness is there. There's no weird, twangy, super fucked up flavors, but it does taste like cheap beer, like cheap craft beer, you know. A bit. No head performance. I don't know. Well, this is not how I typically would go about trying to brew a stout intentionally, which means if you're putting it in cans and brewing large batches of it, past your test batch phase, I would have probably redone this personally. Not probably, I would have. I would have kept altering this. The chocolate flavor is right and everything, but I would have. If you want a session beer, brew a session beer. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's not total garbage. It's just not great. It's going to be kind of hard to even give this like a 7 out of 11. There's a better shot of the liquid's like. Doesn't taste syrupy. It's not garbage. But in the world of craft beer, and I don't know, like, it seems like breweries are more focused on their cans than their beer lately. There, I said it. And the marketing end of it, which is not going to work in the end. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking dumb people that just walk in and they walk out the thing with the beer. And beer reviewers, they probably don't, or not beer reviewers, but beer connoisseurs in general, they're not paying a lot of attention to, because we just like, oh, I'm going to buy this beer today, I'm going to buy that beer tomorrow, and then I'm going to buy that one, and then, you know, so why would anyone care what we think? Because we're just going to move on to the next beer until we drink every beer in the world, which is never going to happen. We're just going to drink thousands and thousands of beers by the time we're 90 or whatever. Like, so they don't give a fuck what we think, probably. But I would say for a brewery with a big name and everything like that, I would expect a little more out of that beer. It's not bad. It tastes kind of good, but it's not what I was hoping for. Right? I was expecting something a little more thick with some head retention and a little more. You can get the EKG. I'm not going to complain too much about the Haas, but I would throw a little more of those in too. And I think breweries are like musicians. They're worried what people are going to think when they try the beer, and they're always trying to play it safe, which means that and then you just end up with a bunch of breweries that suck and a bunch of bands that suck. Right? Because I'm not saying everyone should be G.G. Allen, because that guy was a fucking retard, but like Sex Pistols, well, they're kind of retarded too, but I mean, you have to be sort of exciting. I don't know, Kiss, maybe, or something like that, you know? It's like, oh, Kiss, they're crazy. They got fucking platform shoes, and they're blowing fireballs and shit. It's like, yeah, because it's a fucking rock and roll show. You should be blowing fireballs and fucking flying around and fucking spraying blood on the crowd, fake blood and shit, and your drum riser should lift up and if you have the budget to pull it off, then yeah. Either that, or you're gonna have to play as good as Zappa and hire Steve Vai and all these guys and blow everyone's mind that way. But that's a lot of work. You're better off to hire people to build you a spinning drum riser and still blow people's minds. But either way, you got to come with something. That's like the old rock and roll thing. Now, you know, I've turned into a rant about everything, but that's how I feel about this beer. This beer is like Nickelback, or a band that came after Nickelback that we don't know about because we never heard about. Except we've all heard about Cameron's, because maybe they used to brew good beer, but maybe they don't anymore. Now they've become like a band that used to be good, and they had a few good albums, and then their last 10 albums were all shit. That's probably what is going on here. So, yeah, I don't want this to go past 20 minutes because this beer wasn't that good to rant for 20 minutes. But yeah, I'm going to give that a 6.5 out of 11. I was expecting more out of that beer. I was really expecting not quite Sierra Nevada's Bigfoot equivalent in a chocolate stout, but like kind of expecting that. Beerzerker, and I'm out. Yeah.